Alzira. Libretto by Salvatore Camarano. First performance on the 12th of August 1845 at the Teatro di San Carlo, Naples. For Verdi, writing a new opera for the Teatro di San Carlo in Naples represented an opportunity to work with the theatre poet Salvatore Camarano, who was, at that time, the most important Italian librettist. Verdi wrote to him regarding the selection of the new subject. I have received the synopsis of Alzira, and I'm delighted with it in every respect. I've read Voltaire's tragedy, which should make an excellent opera in the hands of a Camarano. I'm often accused of being too fond of noise and of treating the voice badly. Pay no attention to that. Put plenty of passion into it, and you'll find that I write quite passably. Lima and other regions of Peru, middle of the 16th century. Zamoro, the leader of a Peruvian tribe, is believed to have been killed by the Spanish oppressors. In order to take revenge, the Peruvians have captured the Spanish governor Alvaro and are about to torture and execute him. But Zamoro, who is in fact still alive, returns and frees Alvaro. News arrives that Alzira and her father, Ataliba, have been taken prisoner by the Spanish. Zamoro, who is in love with the girl, decides to raise an army and free them. Guzmano, son of the aged Alvaro, takes command of the Spanish troops and declares peace with the tribes. He asks for Alzira's hand in marriage. However, Alzira is in love with Zamoro, and even her father, Ataliba, is unable to persuade her to marry Guzmano. Alzira wakes up following a dream in which she has escaped in a canoe with her beloved Zamoro. The cavatina recounts the dreamlike state, from the movement of the boat on the water leading up to the roars of a storm. Zamoro manages to reach imprisoned Alzira, and the two lovers can embrace each other again. Accompanied by oboes and bassoons, they vow to always be faithful to each other. But this idyllic scene is soon interrupted. Zamoro is found, and Guzmano orders his immediate execution. Old Alvaro comes to the aid of Zamoro, who once saved his life. An invasion of the Incas is announced. Guzmano orders Zamoro to be freed, but threatens his hated rival that they will meet again in battle. Zamoro has been captured again. In order to save her beloved, Alzira agrees to marry Guzmano. But Zamoro has managed to escape. Dressed as a Spanish soldier, he reaches the wedding of Alzira and Guzmano and stabs his arch-enemy to death. On his deathbed, Guzmano is repentant for the evil he has done. He confesses that Alzira only agreed to marriage in order to save Zamoro, and he blesses the two lovers. Following the extraordinary success of Ernani, Vincenzo Flauto, the manager of the Teatro di San Carlo in Naples, insisted that Verdi should absolutely write an opera for the Neapolitan theatre. In fact, the San Carlo, together with La Scala Theatre and La Fenice, was one of the three most important Italian theatres, even if its golden age remained the 18th century, when Naples had been the cradle of classic opera. To score a real success in Naples is always difficult, particularly for me, Verdi remarked on one occasion. Nevertheless, he signed the Neapolitan contract so that he would be able to work with the theatre poet of Teatro di San Carlo, Salvatore Camerano. In the hands of Camerano, the intellectual weight of Voltaire's subject, based on an event that actually took place in Peru during the 16th century, was somewhat toned down. Religion and politics are not discussed very much in the libretto for Alzira, but this was of little importance to Verdi. On the 30th of July, Verdi wrote to his friend Andrea Maffei, "I finished the opera including the scoring. I couldn't give you a proper opinion on it, because I composed it almost without thinking, and with no trouble whatever. So even if it were to fail, that wouldn't upset me unduly. But don't worry, it certainly won't be a fiasco." But this time, Verdi was wrong. Following the rather unhappy premiere in Naples, the opera went on to Rome and Milan, where it was a real fiasco. So much so that it received the worst criticism from the press since the days of Un giorno di Regno. It is said that in the end, even Verdi judged the opera as downright bad. But with the passage of time, Alzira remains an opera that should not be overlooked. It has a score that is truly alive and genuinely rousing. In the classification of Verdi's most performed operas in the world, Alzira comes in 26th place. In the classification of the most performed operas in the world, Alzira comes in 1,445th place.